Hello and welcome to the Wormhole. My name is Jamie Burchell, and you are listening to and are watching our podcast called Wormhole Pinball Presents. Today, I'm joined by Don Garrison of Don's Pinball Podcast. Welcome to the Wormhole virtually, Don. How are you?
Hey, howdy, hey, everybody. I'm fantastic. What is it? Monday, Tuesday? I don't even know.
I think it's
Sometime in the
Tuesday.
week. And I'm in the game room at District Dawn here, and I'm happy to hang out. So thanks for the invite.
I saw the unboxings last night, and then we were here so about 11:30 last night. We had a 3X, and
Nice.
it went a little late. It started at 6:30 and went to about 11:30.
See, that's where I'm fortunate in my pinball ability being as low as it is. I always like crash out early and then I can bail.
Yeah, no, that's it. My issue is I stream the damn thing. So I start out, I get three strikes after 6 rounds, and then I gotta wait till
Oh man.
the semis anyway. So I might as well try to play as good as I can. So,
Someday I'll be more in that world. I'm getting better. I am.
it just takes practice. We have really good players that come to the wormhole, and I've been dead bouncing. I'm doing everything I can possibly, but I'm still not good enough. And the youth are kicking my ass, but it is what it is. No worries. I'm having fun. That's all that really matters. So
Yeah, I'm digging your spot. I need to come check it out. I saw with the Labyrinth reveal trailer was filmed there, right?
yeah, we filmed the Labyrinth trailer here, and then they filmed the what else did they film here? The reveal and with Erin Winnick.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's fantastic, and
Oh,
they
it's
filmed
awesome.
it here, so that was really cool. Let's see. So you started your podcast this year, like on January 2nd.
Like
And
12 months ago. Yeah, yeah. So 1 year ago from today, I was hemming and hawing. Should I? Shouldn't I?
oh,
People don't want to hear what I have to say. Dang it, I deserve to be out there. So I ordered some equipment and said, heck it, and went live. Yeah, January 1, January 2.
and I was trying to like I went to your RSS feeds and I was going to upload them in Excel just to
Sure.
see how many hours you've done. And then my
Okay.
HP kicked in and I couldn't figure it out anymore. So I never finished the spreadsheet, but you've put in a lot of hours here. And my question is, it's got to be because you have passion to do this, right? Because we're not making any money.
Oh man, there's nothing funner than some news dropping. Nap Arcade comes out with something, or I get consumed with some passionate release or something, and I'm like, well, I want to go down and talk
Yeah.
about it. So it hasn't felt like work at all, really. It's something fun to look forward to at the end of the day. But yeah, I've been recording 20 to 30 minute episodes 2 to 3 times a week since the first week of January. So I'm about yeah, I just did episode 89 the other day. So I don't know what that math works out to, but yeah, holy crap, that's a lot of time in the
It's a
basement.
lot of time and it's a lot of passion for what you do. I think that's really awesome. Sorry. Can you hear that beep?
I do hear the beep.
That's me fooling with the sound, and I'll try to edit it out. And if I can't,
I,
no
I
problem.
love I love the beep. I want more beep.
So I'm obsessed with the wormhole. True,
Yeah.
well, right? Like some of it's healthy, some of it's not. My wife's like, we could put in a little more hours in the company this week. And so but my passion comes out just as like your passion comes out.
Sure.
And I think as so-called content creators, we're just trying to show people how much we love pinball, and that's it. That is trailer. You see that machine
Yeah.
right there? That is a Playmatic trailer, and it
Okay.
doesn't shut up. So throughout the night, throughout this podcast, trailer will keep yelling. It is from Spain. It's really rare.
Let it go. You can't throttle the trailer, man. Let that Jake break go.
I know it's really cool. Actually, it is really cool. So your podcast has like a lot of musical drops. Where did that come from?
Oh, so well, I have intro and outro music that I
Yeah,
had made. I went on Fiverr, hired some artists from around the world, and they did some stuff for me. And then
seriously.
I crossed paths with some guy, Scott Denisi. I guess he does pinball audio. That guy. So I paid him some money, and he did another intro song for me, which just blew my mind. So I love doing that. Otherwise, I've just found like open source sound effects I've been able to use. I know a lot of people use licensed music in their podcasts, and for the most part, I don't think I'd ever probably get big enough to get shut down. But I'd hate to be slapped with something later on. So I try to find open source
You
things
hate
or
to have that one podcast that blows up, and then all of a sudden you can't do anything with it because
like
it's
that's the one. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, and I just record live. I mix it all live, so I've got all my sounds are on sound pads, and I just hit record, hit the button, and as long as I don't mess it up, there really isn't much editing that needs to be done.
I edit a little bit because we take this and then I drop it to the MP3 just like you do, and then
Sure.
I also drop it to video on demand on YouTube. So It's not too bad.
Yeah.
It's not really a cumbersome process. So
I'm sure the quality would be improved if I did a little more editing, to be honest. But
you're
um,
doing great.
I think
Talk
it's
me through
good
your
actually.
setup, your
Yeah.
microphone, everything that you bought there looks really great.
Sure, yeah. So I did a little bit of work before I launched it because I wanted to come out as best as I could, not stumbling. And so I was watching a lot of the YouTube videos. Here's how you do a podcast. Here's how you get an RSS feed. Here's the equipment we use. Here's how to use it. So I got a Rode pod mic set up. I've got the
Mhm.
Rode Podcaster, the version 1. There's a version 2 out that's got even more LEDs in it. And aside from that, I just upload on Spotify, copy the RSS, and then I registered it with every other podcast host I could find. And then it's just been kind of automatic since then. But yeah, I love how this amplifier, makes my audio sound like I've got Radio Man voice in my head on the microphones when I'm talking, and like, it's almost like I'm in that character, so I'm not even being myself. It's crazy.
Now it's really good. You do a really good job, and I'm not just blowing smoke. It really is.
Yeah,
It's you do a really good job. So,
appreciate it.
do you like the podcast or the live session more? Which one do you prefer?
So I'm kind of split because they're both so different. I write myself a little show outline when I'm ready to go live. I hit record, and I've just got just brief little notes that I can expand upon. I was in speech and debate in high school and college, so like that's
Okay.
how I would do my extemporaneous oratories, right? So I just kind of stuck with that same format, and then that gets everything flowing really well. And then, but it is all just one sided. It's me talking into the microphone, and just out into the ether in front of me. The live streams are completely different. I mean,
Yeah.
people can jump and they can jump in. They put comments up there, and that really guides the discussion. And it's more of just an organic flowing river rather than just like the regimented. Here's the show you're getting today. But I like the interaction too. That's fun. So I don't know which one I like better. The lives allow you to do things like giveaways, right? Everybody, I wrote down a random number. Whoever gets it, gets the banner, gets the translate, gets the T-shirt, gets the sticker package, gets whatever, and so that's fun for me. And I get carried away, picking 2 or 3 winners every time I do a live stream.
It's
So
fun though, right?
it's fun. It's fun. I dig it. I dig it. And companies make really cool products. That whether it be mods or lit frames for your translates to display. And they're like, "Hey Don, of course, mention I want to sell more of these." And I'm like, "Well, okay. Well, let's talk about a way I could get one maybe a little less than cost, and in exchange, I'll plug you, and then we'll give it away to somebody. Because I don't have enough subscribers to cover these prizes myself." But I've kind of
Right.
evolved some good relationships with people that are putting things out there, whether they are banners or stickers or mods or something, and so we can give them out. So that's fun. So I'm doing that.
That's awesome. How many are in your current collection?
Pins.
Yeah.
Let's see. Currently, I think with the 2 unboxing I just did, I think I'm back to 8. Right.
Okay.
Happy to list them. They're my little babies.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So I got Big Lebowski over there in the corner of the
Yep.
bar, and it's fairly bolted to the ground. Got a Godzilla Premium that I've had for over a year now. Love it. Modded to heck. Next to that, what do I have over there next? Oh, I just got Stranger Things Premium in.
What
So
a machine.
I played it like 3 or 4 times last night. I can't wait to dig back into there. Got Star Wars Premium, which I love. Haters can keep on hating, man. I love my
It's a
Star
great,
Wars
it's a great
Premium.
pen.
I got Elvira Blood Red Kiss edition in,
Mm.
which, oh my goodness, seeing it again in person is fantastic. Scooby Doo from Spooky, and then Iron Maiden Premium over the quarter, and I got an Ultra VP. And on the way, hopefully in February, I'll have a Looney Tunes and a TCM to join that. So I have a little Spooky corner over there, my Stern row, my Dutch bar. It's gonna be great.
That is fantastic. So we asked this question. We were at a party this weekend, and somebody came up to us and said, what's your favorite pinball machine?" And we hemmed and hawed because it's kind of a loaded question, right?
Right? Yeah.
See, we've gone through so many, especially with Tim and John have a collection of 200 machines, but I rephrased it and I said, "What pin are you playing nonstop right now? Like, what's got your attention every night? I'm going to go play pinball. I'm going to throw a couple of games in. Which one has got your attention right now?"
For now, Lebowski, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just I'm riding that wave right now. Just about every night I come down and play it.
What do you
Also,
think about the new code update with that? When they added some of the new Market Zero guys and they added some of these like characters that I don't even remember from.
okay, did I just completely miss a code update for Lebowski I'm not aware of yet?
They were doing something. I think so. You might want to check it out because there's like some new characters that I was looking around and I hadn't seen it before.
I'll have to go check it out. I did get the unauthorized sound package upgrade
Oh, okay.
on for it, so I hope it doesn't run foul of that because having the full lyrics and instrumentals is awesome. But yeah, now I get that to go check out. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I hope I'm right, and I hope I'm not just teasing you, Don, because that would be terrible.
Yeah.
So, now you're going to play a lot of Stranger Things, though,
Yes.
right?
Oh yes.
Because that has what you would call the playability factor, right? It just there's a lot of neat stuff. Even the little thing, the bullshit
Yeah.
mode, it's fun as hell, and you only get it like one every 150 times you try. But
And almost exclusively on location, it's only the pro. I've only seen the premium a handful of times, and I've wanted one, and I've been looking at those prices for the last 2 years, and just like not able to dive in at like $14,000 for a used
right,
premium.
yeah,
And then that man, the announcement that they were rerunning him again, like I couldn't wait. So yeah, I got the premium. I ordered it yesterday. I drove to Chicago and picked it up. Unboxed it last night, and like now it's here, and I could finally like get into this game and get into these modes.
that's a game. Don't you think that they just when it came out, people were like, ugh. Then the code updates kept coming,
Right.
and it just got better and better to now where it's just, yeah, is it Attack from Mars? Fine, who cares? It's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. No, I have fun every time. I put the ball to the Demogorgon's throat last night, and that's a great feeling.
It's a great.
Yeah, come on.
I really like it. It's some of it's dark, like Where's Barb, and some of the crazy modes, but it's really it's a lot of fun. We had one here at the Wormhole, and but Tim has it at his house right now. And when I asked him, "What are you playing right now?" He's like, "I'm playing a lot of Stranger Things."
Yeah, I got an audio upgrade kit ready to go into it. So I'm just gonna be playing this game like by itself in the home with all the music and the lights, and I can't wait to actually finally experience what this game has in it.
Where in Wisconsin are you?
It's right dead center, right along the river, about 90 minutes upriver from Madison, near
So
Stevens Point.
you've been all over the place, though, haven't you?
All over the place. So I've got this roller coaster hobby as well. So that's taken us to every state, 20 countries. I've traveled the country. I've lived in 5 different parts of it. And so a couple of years ago, this job opportunity opened up in the middle of Wisconsin. And I'm like, fantastic. Back to the Midwest. Cost of living's lower.
Oh yeah,
Food is decent. And I'm adjacent to Wisconsin Dells. So let's do it.
and you're close to Spooky, which is kind of cool, right?
Yeah, yeah. They're about 3 hours away. It's only about 80 miles though, but just with constant
Oh, with the
roads.
roads, yeah.
Yeah, but it was fun. Yeah, I could go down there when I need to pick up a game. I could skip shipping, and I was graciously able to come down and play their two brand new games like 2 days after they were released.
Let's talk about it because I like the looks of them, but I never played them. How are they?
Right. Yeah. So the short of it, they play great and they're super fun, and they both play very, very differently. When they were announced, I was like, dang it, like I'm still waiting on Labyrinth. Do I have money in the budget for another pin? I
Right.
was thinking, maybe I could wait and pick one up at a show or wait and see it by someone's deposit or something. And then the thing that was getting me with this one was I was actually interested in both themes. With Halloween Ultraman, Halloween was the one that I wanted. So I didn't have to worry
And we
about.
got an Ultraman. That's funny.
Yeah, I was like, which one do I need to get? But this one, I'm like, well, shoot, if I buy one, I'm always going to think like I'm missing out on that other one. So then I can have none. Fine. And then I go down there in front of me, and they're both playing so well. And like, my wife is enamored with Looney Tunes, and TCM is just such an environment, such a vibe. That to the point that I don't even think it feels like the same game at all.
Oh, that's good because Ultraman and Halloween are basically the same game, right?
Yeah, so I mean, they had the same coding team for both of them.
Yeah.
So it's essentially like, let's copy paste the basic gameplay points and put them in each one. Shoot this scoop 3 times, get a multi ball. This scoop is what starts the modes every time. But having two different teams was like the absolute best way to approach the dual theme thing. Because even the mechanisms, though they're similar, they're implemented differently throughout the gameplay. And they haven't been able to release gameplay of Looney Tunes yet because they're waiting for the ink to dry on the licensor agreement. But once you see like how the modes that are structured in there are so much different than how they are in TCM. In Looney Tunes, when you start a mode, the cartoon starts playing and plays the entirety while you're playing that mode.
Great. That's great.
So it's not just clip arts that are drug around in crude animations. I mean, they're the cartoon playing. And so I can't wait to dive more into that. The sound effects are different with each. Like the vibe is totally different. The way the skill shots work is different. I will say for the gameplay itself, I mean, the ramps, they're hittable, they're easy to hit. Nothing felt like it was rejecting or rattling. There was no like Rick and Morty portal rattle going up there.
Right.
And every shot feeds another flipper. So it's flowing back and forth the whole time. I was having fun and giggling playing both of them. So
A nice flowing game is fun to play.
Yeah, for sure. And I know they're going to be there on the code. They say that the code is farthest along for any one of their launch titles before. I believe it. Because they released 6 full cartoon modes that were already in Looney Tunes, and they already have more coming. And while I was there, they actually had another code drop for TCM that they put in. So like they're working on the code real time. And I know they're going to support it for years because they're still doing code updates for Ultraman, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
TCM scares me a little. I don't know if I want that in my house.
So it's yeah, the
Freaks me out.
when I watched their featurette for that, I was really like, man, these guys made a pretty crushingly brutal game that might turn off some people. Playing it though, I don't get that sense
Okay.
it's as brutal as they were making it sound. So I think we're gonna know more once more people get to play it because I just want to know like, am I just in my own head with the thing and excited that it's brand new and I got to go play it, or is it legitimately as good as it was? Nevertheless, I've got two pre-ordered and I'm hoping to have them soon.
That's awesome. Congrats, man. I'm
Dude, I
happy
can't
for
wait.
you.
Can't wait.
I did see that you did stream Jim Henson's Labyrinth.
Yeah, that was a fun
What did you
opportunity.
think?
I loved it. That was great. The Barrels of Fun guys are cool. Yeah, it was fun to step up to that game, and it's another really well shooting game with a lot of hidden shots. Like I like that sense when I walk up to a game. So like Starship Troopers does this, where I see a ramp and I'm like, how the heck do I get the ball to whatever I need to do to get up there?
Yeah.
And Labyrinth had a lot of that. My ball would shoot around and follow a path, and all of a sudden it would pop up somewhere else, and I'm like, okay, mechanistically something cool is going on in there.
I'm
Um,
a little biased with Labyrinth,
sure,
obviously, because it's Houston and I know everyone at Barrels of Fun,
yeah.
right? But here's my testament to them, right? We had a party here this weekend. It was my Christmas party. We had about 50 people here, and 40 of which are non-pinballers,
Mhm.
right? There we're playing Labyrinth all night long till 1 in the morning. I couldn't even get on Labyrinth because they are playing it all night
Yeah.
long. And I think that's a testament, right? People are
That,
coming in and they're saying, "What is this game? Labyrinth? Oh my God, this is amazing!" And we were hearing David Bowie rocking all night long.
oh man, dance, magic dance. Yeah.
Dance, magic dance all night long.
Once the topper gets up there and is talking to you, come on, man. Who's not gonna
Oh, the
want
topper.
to play
We
it?
wanted
Yeah.
the topper, but I know it's the person that designed the topper.
Yeah.
And once that topper comes out, that's actually really cool. I'm not really a topper guy, but
Um, I've become a topper guy, but yeah.
yeah, a lot of
Yeah,
money.
it is. It is. So yeah.
But you've been modding all your games and doing all these things. It's really for you, right?
Right.
It's your hobby and it's your
I want to play the full featured game is what I
yeah.
want to do. I know that the shaker code is in there, but you can only have it if you've got the motor. I put actual knockers in my games because I want them to startle people when I do well enough to get another game. So I like putting the plastics in there. Yeah, and if a topper kind of comes, from Stern, they're expensive though, so I don't fault anybody for not
No.
diving in there.
So the
Uh,
knockers are fun, but I don't have a basement.
right.
So when I'm playing, I'm waking the whole house up when I'm playing Mandalorian with the shaker motor and everything. I'm scaring the hell out of the entire house. So
Sure, yeah, shake the house. Yeah, so I got a full basement down here.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. You can shake all you want. You're good to go down there,
you have to have it. You have to be able to put it in roommate mode, I guess. If
Yeah,
depending on the
Texas doesn't
situation.
have we don't have basements. So we don't really not a lot of our there's all this clay underneath, so none of these
I don't know if that's why pinball's so popular in Chicago, just because everybody has a basement and a basement bar
yeah,
here.
they do.
Yeah.
Where did you live in Chicago for a while or
No, no, I'm from a small coastal town in California called Los Angeles.
oh,
I was born and raised there, and then up in Northern California. And then, as part of a social experiment, I moved to West Virginia because I had friends out in the East Coast. I always wanted to live
okay.
east, as we called it. And I was close. I was able to drive to Dollywood to go on coasters. I go drive out to Busch Gardens. It was great. And then I decided to pursue education as a hobby. And then that has then led to me living in Hershey, Pennsylvania, northern Idaho. And then because I had the coaster hobby, I'd been through the upper Midwest and MSP, Chicago, the Wisconsin Dells, and then an opportunity showed up in middle Wisconsin. And I'm like, perfect, we know that area. It's cool. Let's get up there. We can kind of be Chicago
Cool.
adjacent. So that's kind of my story.
My wife's from Chicago, dude. That's the reason I ask.
Yeah.
My
Cool
wife and
place. I was driving around yesterday, and parts of it feel like rural Orange County
it
almost with the
does.
suburbs. Only it's 19 degrees right now and
Yeah.
windy, so that you don't get in LA. But
No, thank you.
yeah,
You know that you love roller coasters.
yeah, man.
I'm from New York and New Jersey.
Okay,
And do you ever heard of a place called Action Park?
absolutely. Yeah. See the
I went to
documentary?
Action Park. I grew up going to Action Park.
Oh,
And there's a really good Netflix documentary called Class Action Park.
Yeah. No, I know all about the looping water slide photo was like notorious.
Well, the bobsled thing would just you would just fall off your ass on
Oh,
that.
sure. Yeah.
It's really cool.
Oh man, broken arm,
Sorry.
fracture
Uh,
factory.
have you played Elton John?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Talk to me about Elton John because I want to play it. I want to see that light show.
I love it. So it shoots great. It reminds you a lot of Star Trek, for obvious reasons.
Okay.
Played it first at Expo, played it again at IAPA, played it again on location at IO here. And yeah, fun game. Lighting package is great. The mechanism with Elton is cool. I'm not sure about like code wise. Is it just a spectacle to play, like playing a jukebox full of lights, or is there an actual story and mode progression and things to get to? And I don't know if that's because the code's still early or I'm just not good enough to see all that. But it is fun. It's fun to stack the Crocodile Rock multi-ball and the Rocket Man multi-ball into the Crockett Rock or whatever they call it. But the game looks great. The game shoots great. And so the only decision I need to make, like, is it worthwhile bringing it into the house, is how deep is that gameplay going to last?
Right.
And the price is still $12,000 and $15,000, and for that, I've got to absolutely love the machine.
The playability factor, right? Does it
Right.
just, can you keep playing it? And or once it's done, you're like,
Yeah, I mean, when I listen to all 12 or whatever songs, and I do the multi balls, it's like, okay, is there many more there, or is this more of an arcade machine? You know,
right.
yeah. So yeah, Godfather for me, it's a location machine. Elton may end
Sure.
up as well. And part of that, is the price. I mean, if it was $9,000, I'd have it and do projections on the ceiling and be Elton John partying all day. But
Right.
yeah, so you have to take that into consideration. And part of that is, I know their build is probably high. I mean, they rad-called the thing out. It's sparkly. I'm sure the cost is high and probably supports something close to that. So I don't know if they could make that and be profitable at nine. Probably not. So
Yeah.
I'm not just saying they're cash grabbing, but that's kind of my thoughts on the game. Plays well. I want to keep playing it on location for sure.
Yeah. It's not, I haven't seen it here yet. I haven't seen it down here yet. So, and I didn't go to Expo. So,
Okay.
uh,
I've seen photos of them on the line, so I'm hoping that they're going to be showing up more soon. The one that's on location here has been a show game that Kingpin, a distributor, has been touring around. So I don't think it's one of the production machines that's come out. So I think I'm hopeful that their production kicks up, so locations start putting these out so people can play them.
yeah. I was listening to you the other day and you were talking about Galactic Tank Force. And
DTF.
you were saying that it's weird. That
It's
was your
weird.
phrase. And so we're getting a Galactic Tank Force, I think by Thursday or Friday of this week. The
Yeah.
one that holds the whole 9 yards.
Oh man. All right.
I want to play it again, and it is weird,
Mhm.
but I want to give it another shot. What are your thoughts on that?
So weird is good. I mean, yeah, it's an original theme. People put a lot of work into it. A lot of great video production and things went into this game. There's just some weird decisions that went into the whole project, things like, where's this game even at? It was revealed in March, but it wasn't even really fully revealed. This is an original title with a strange theme. And it took until Christopher Franchi went on a podcast to actually explain months later what the story is before I finally understood what the heck was even going on. You have space cows, you have some tank force. Am I the tank force? Am I fighting the tank force? Am I saving the cows? Am I collecting the cows? What's Sonya from Mortal Kombat doing? And then there was some
Right.
frustration early on, and I don't know if this was a QC problem or a design problem. But I had balls that would jump off the wire forms, and just roll right down the plastics. And then Empress Anoya comes on there and yells at me for losing my balls. And it's like, listen, lady, I was doing well. Okay. I was ripping that ramp. You're the one that lost my ball, So then I'm getting frustrated and I want to flip the table.
It was hitting a lot of glass.
Yeah.
It was banging a lot of glass, and we'll see. We're really excited about it. I know it's one of the first of the LE type, whatever their LE.
The tanks. Yeah. Yeah. And
So
then where's the production at, because this is a game that needed to be rolling out on location so people could get hands on with it. But I still don't. And then, Fix was just on a podcast saying that they're looking at hitting their goal of 300 machines a year. And that's got to be wrong. I mean, a company like that size should be doing 300 games a quarter at least.
I
Not
would assume so,
but it makes
I'm not
sense because I'm not seeing. I mean, I go to all the local arcades and some of the ones in Madison. I mean, they drive a truck up the stern as soon as something comes off the line and it's on their location, and they still
Right.
don't have them. So there's got to be some kind of hiccup here somewhere. this game needs to get out there and breathe, and it's just not doing it.
We've had some issues shipping, and that's all I'll say. I don't want
Yeah.
to disparage David and the crew. We had some issues shipping through our distributor, but I think it should be here in the next few days. But we've been hearing that for a few weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I was in a warehouse yesterday, and I'm seeing rows of Cactus Canyon SEs with the toppers. I'm seeing Elvira's, Stranger Things everywhere. I didn't see any GTFs sitting anywhere waiting to go
No,
out to customers. So it's strange, and I don't know.
because
Um,
I want them to be successful. I
we
don't
need
want to see any company go out.
we need a successful American pinball, just as a
Yes.
will to the other ones to keep pushing everybody else, in what they can do and their capabilities. So right, and yeah, I want to. If I had a location, this is a game I'd want there, because that's a thing I think not everybody's jumping to put in their homes, so they would come and put $10 in a weekend playing it on location.
Yeah. Have you toyed with buying and being an operator a little bit, or?
A little bit, yeah. I've got a good friend of mine, and he operates District One here in Stevens Point, and he allowed me to put one of my games on location for a bit. So I had a Halloween that I routed for a few months to get a taste of that, and it's something that I totally would be open to. My wife especially, she would love to have one of those tiny arcades that's in a mall where there's just a bunch of games, some redemption games, and then a little snack counter. We don't really have a mall infrastructure in our little town here, but we have a lot of strip mall space. And so I was trying to think of some kind of hybrid ice cream bar, pin bar, little retro games that we could just operate for fun for the community. So it's something I'm definitely thinking about.
And then John, who is one of the wormholers, he's got I think 4 out right now. So he's toying. He's
Yeah.
started. He's starting his out at different bars, and then we know a lot of guys that here in Houston that have machines out and about, and they're doing well. So it's the maintenance that would scare me because
Right. Because it's a balance. You don't want to be the place that buys 4 Stern Pros and they're not connected and they're never updated and never really taken care of. But you don't
right,
want to take like pristine LEs with toppers and put them out places where people are dumping pint glasses all over them either. Um,
right,
but
right.
I think hitting that, specialty curated collection in a nice either barcade situation or, snack bar situation or family friendly forward place. I think there's room for that. I think people would appreciate it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Jaws has to be great, right?
Oh yeah. So that was the thing, right? I've got, some money squirreled away, which was going to be the Jaws money. And then here comes Spooky with their duo. I
Do
cleared
this
out,
to us. They keep doing this to us.
yeah, yeah. So I cleared out Foo Fighters and Venom. And so, I'm good there. But Jaws, I'm kind of thinking I may wait on a bit, which is crazy because this is like, Elwin, this is the GOAT. This is the game you need to buy as soon as you
Right,
can.
right, right.
But we're not 2 years ago when Godzilla came out and there was years long waiting list because of production delays, and you had to pay thousands over sticker in order to get one early to jump the line. The line's moving now. Actually, 3 lines are probably moving now at Stern. Jaws is a game that's going to be in production for at least 5 years, and they're
Yeah,
churning them out. They're going to be everywhere. Every arcade's going to have one. So it's kind of something I think I can, I don't need to rush out and get the first run build of them, I think. And that'll allow my budget to recover a bit, at least after tax season.
I know. John was thinking, I'm going to buy a pro right away and put that on location. That's
Yeah.
what I
I
think.
think that's a great idea to do. Yeah. For
Wow.
location, I would be right there. Yeah. Get that out. That's what people are going to want to come and play. And yeah, I think it's going to be fine. I'm hoping that, because it's Elwin, they're not going to have a pro that's as stripped down as the Venom Pro was. I actually grew to really appreciate my Venom Premium that I had, and then playing the pro on location, I almost don't even want to do it just because there's so much that's missing. So if we get a really good shooting pro that has even more fun, game slowing down mechs, for the premium and LE, I think it's probably what we're going to see.
I haven't put a lot of time in on Venom, and I love Mark Tremonti.
Yeah,
And I love that dude. Hosted him here, and I got to hang with him in the band,
that's
and
awesome. Yeah.
it was one of my best nights of my life. It was totally awesome. We had Mammoth Wolfgang Van Halen's birthday party here.
Oh, nice.
It was totally
Yeah.
awesome. It was
Yeah.
totally awesome.
Venom was a game that was perfect for home because I could play it 500 times in 3 months, level up several times, beat it several times, unlock the characters, and really kind of explore that aspect of it. When it's just quarters, it's going to take you a while to, get to the max level or something.
Understandable,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
So for me, that was fun to go down every night. I was playing Venom, just repeatedly, just leveling up, learning the shots, getting them dialed. It was a fun experience, but it would be harder to do that on a location unless it was a free play arcade.
Last question about upcoming games.
Sure.
I know we're everyone's talking about potentially Back to the Future. That sounds pretty cool.
Oh man, yeah. If Dutch is doing it, so having a Lebowski and being able to open it up and look at how they built that cabinet, it's got to be 7/8 inch plywood. I mean, the thing is thick and rigid, and
Yeah.
a lot of money went into that. This thing is like expensive cabinet quality with what they put together. So if they take that same build quality and put it to a license like Back to the Future and just manage to grab assets, this is going to be another Lebowski for the next 10 years.
Back to Lebowski. We have one here,
Yeah,
and we play it in the tournaments, and I'll tell you, people love it.
yeah.
It's interesting how people don't know it, right? So they
Mhm.
don't really know what they should be doing. Should they go for the dude multi-ball? Should they go for the characters? Should they go for the rug? Whatever they should do. But we're starting to see 15, 20 million in tournament play,
Nice.
and we've got all the rubbers off, and it's really, we made it as difficult as possible, and everyone loves that machine that's coming through here.
Yeah, I love how
I don't know if it's going to go anywhere.
yeah, I like how you can stack the characters too. Like
Yeah.
you hit each character a certain amount of times, and then the saucer to start a multi ball. But
Yep.
even once you start one character's multi ball, then you can still collect the other ones and start them while you're in the same one. So once you get the ball rolling, it's easier to get to those upper millions with scores because it just kind of feeds itself in that way. And then a rug mode unlocks, and then you're bashing the car and you're going bowling. And come on,
We did the unboxing when it came in, and the fact that it came with a rug is just the coolest damn thing. It's
dude.
just a really nice touch from
Yeah,
Dutch,
love
right?
it. Yeah, yeah. I've got
Really
the
cool.
Yeah, I put it in its own spot just so it can be on the hardwood floor for that carpet, and it's right by the bar and just fits. I love it. I love
Yeah.
it.
That's going to be
We're
there.
supposed to see a topper from Leor soon here,
Okay.
so
I'm just
for the
not.
topper community.
It's the topper community. We have some good friends that have a really great collection, and they are topper crazy.
Yeah,
They mods and toppers and all that stuff.
if it's like your game and you want to have it at home and you want to celebrate it, you want to hang the banner on the wall. It speaks to that. If
Yeah.
you're an arcade operator with 200 games, you'll go broke buying toppers.
Tim is very kind with his collection. He lets me house a few games,
Hmm.
and usually one at a time. And what I do is when I house a game for him, I always add something. I try to add something. Like when I had Stranger Things, I found the dice
Shoot a rod.
shooter rod.
Yeah. Okay.
Just to give something to him for letting me have it for 6 months or 3 months or
Oh,
this.
what a solid dude. Yeah.
But I'm not going to put a topper on it. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not going to
That's
spend all
like
that
borrowing
money.
your friend's car and returning it full of gas.
Got to return it full of gas, and then, a nice, clean. I
That's
think
awesome.
that's very
Yeah.
important. So, talk to me about some of the expos that you go to. Did you go to the Chicago Expo, right?
Chicago Expo, man, running nonstop. What a blast that was. Yeah. Yeah. Just seeing everybody. I was doing giveaways. I had some t-shirts and things in little gift bags. And
Cool.
I just announced if you come up to me and you say whirlwind, that was the phrase that would win that time. You got one of them. And so people are coming up constantly, finding me, telling me that, getting a selfie, getting a free t-shirt. That was awesome. Plus, there's so many new games there to play too. Uh,
Right.
Elton was there. But the people were great too. Hanging out with the Spooky crew, they really helped me out there. I did a couple of raffle giveaways. Did one with Spooky. Did one with Pinball Brothers. So got to do some interviews. It was just a great time. Yeah. What a fun expo that was.
Do you see 2024? What expos do you think you want to get to? Do you want to get down to Texas Pinball in March?
So yeah, TPF for sure. I've got the hotel booked.
Okay, good. Because
It's happening.
I will be there, and we're streaming the tournament. So we'll be streaming the Wizards and the Classics, and then the Women's Championships.
Awesome. I'll swing
So
by. Yeah,
please, and get on the mic with me, and I'd love to have you on there. That would be fantastic. You have
love
carpet
it.
time whenever you can.
That's gonna be great. Penciling in what's the one in Georgia? Southern Fried Gaming.
Yes, brother.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I want to check that out this year. I missed it because of work last year. So I want to do that. Expo again for sure. And probably Midwest Gaming Classic in
Okay.
Milwaukee. Yeah. It's going to be in April this year. Got to make sure it times out with the eclipse because I don't want to miss that. But yeah.
No, we've rented this RV and we're going to this field, and it's gonna be awesome.
I haven't heard anybody talking about it yet, but I went to the Eclipse in North Carolina a few years ago, like 2017 or something. Blew my mind, and I couldn't wait for the next one. So yeah, we'll be doing this one for sure.
I You like roller coasters? I geek out on space. I
Oh
geek
man,
out on space.
yeah,
I can't help it. My mother, when I moved to Florida, and she'd wake me up in the middle of the night, and at 20 years old, just to see the nighttime launches of the shuttle and stuff. And I don't know, I geek on that stuff.
that's awesome.
Let me ask you a question about TPF and this week in pinball and the Twippies. Nothing
Yeah,
controversial because I don't. We steer clear of all that, but they recently canceled the live show, and that's really too bad because that was a really good show. I mean, the production pre-game show, Rebecca Solom did a really good job. For a pinball award show, I thought it was really great.
yeah.
Why do you think they canceled that? I mean, what do you have any inside knowledge of that? Because
So
I'm
so I don't know. They're trying to kind of remove some toxic elements within the
yeah,
community. The reason being which, a group of people will not like, one other guy, and they may say, okay, well, if he's involved, we don't want to be involved. And then all of a sudden the award show's got to choose between, do we kind of just leave it open to everybody and risk, like, 40% of the community not being associated with it? What decision kind of do we make? I don't know what the right decision to make is. But yeah, we know what they did. They just kind of like threw the whole bathtub out,
they sure
and
did, didn't they?
and now then they dragged it back, but it's on the back porch. So I don't know, man. Um,
I was wondering, like, I want to interview them, but I don't want to talk about Canada or anybody, right?
yeah,
Because I interviewed Canada. We had a good interview, and
yeah,
he's been very kind to the wormhole. But we're Switzerland here. All we care about is just people come to the wormhole, enjoy it, and leave. And we have a strict no jerk policy here. So I
yeah,
mean,
yeah. I mean, yeah, that's a good place to be.
but
Um,
I was wondering if they did like a positive T chart. Like I was like, does it cost money to do the room? Do they have to fly the hosts in? Do they, these are the questions that my
oh,
business
sure, yeah,
goes through.
like pragmatic questions about it. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and then what's going on with that space now that they're not using it? Should we
right.
go a hard ticket party event and just all get together and have fun anyway?
I'd love to have a tournament in that room because
Yeah,
they stick us all the way up top, and I have to take all these rigs, all my rigs and stuff up there. And if
yeah.
if they're not using hey Twippies, if you're not using that room, can we use it for the Texas Pinball
Maybe they
Festival?
could sublet or something. Yeah.
Classics tournament. That'd be awesome over there.
Yeah, I voted in the Twippies last year, and then I think I was going to be actually in one of the categories this year, so I was looking forward to it. Now I don't have any control over what they're doing, so I'm trying not to get all terribly emotionally upset over it.
You know, it is what it is.
Yeah,
And I just, I wish we could all just get along. We're it is what it is. We'll
yeah,
get through it. But I'm looking at it a pragmatic approach. Like, hey, was it just too much work? Is it just too much volunteer time? Did you guys lose
sure.
money?
Got to be a ton. Yeah,
It's got to be a ton of time, right? And they're
right.
just doing a T chart going, forget it.
Yeah,
This is not worth it, right? Or maybe they got pressure from some of the manufacturers are like, hey, guys, bad press. We don't want a part of it. Who the hell knows? I would
yeah.
just want to know.
Maybe from the ashes of this, a phoenix of some sort of industry award can congeal together.
Well, I think the pinball, what is it? I know Canada's doing the Pinball People's Choice Awards, and I think I'm going to win that.
Yeah,
We're going to win that wormhole because we voted a lot. So who the hell knows?
yeah. Take it,
I
man.
just wanted to win something. I was just like, hey, that'd be fun, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't.
Every time I get an email from somebody that's like, I really like what you do. Could you send me a t-shirt? What's your Venmo? Or just like, kind words, probably means the most to me. Cause that's like somebody took time out of their day to say, I'm just going to go to donspinballpodcast@gmail.com, send him a message and let him know, or drop a comment or something, or join the Patreon for $5, just to give you some money to go play Godfather or something. That's all the feedback I really need.
Yeah. Do you have like a favorite podcast that you did or a favorite live session that you did where you ended and you went, man, I'm on to something. This is really growing. People are giving me really good feedback.
I mean, probably the first time I had 10 people show up, with comments. And whatever Brian Cos comes in and puts stars out there, I'm like, maybe this is something. I started with no expectation that I would have even one listener. I was just putting things out to the ether and let's see what happened. I didn't
Okay.
even go and recruit on Pinside or anything. I'm still don't really have a huge Pinside presence, but people have found their way to me. And that's awesome. I'll tell you what. When I'm starting to read through articles about pinball and things and pinball websites, and then all of a sudden I'm mentioned, like
Yeah.
that's a weird thing, right? Imagine reading Nintendo Power when you were a kid, and there's an article about Mega Man, and then they're talking about, oh, hey, yeah, little Donnie did well and beat Fireman or something. And it's like, my magazine is talking about me. So,
I was at Houston Arcade Expo
yeah,
and I'm walking and I'm playing Labyrinth at the Houston Arcade Expo, and I hear next to me that someone was whispering. They said, "Hey, those guys recognize you and they want to say hello to you." And I was like, "Who the hell am I? Come and say hello."
right?
You
Yes.
know,
Yeah.
come and say hi. I just like putting out content and being a brand ambassador for Wormhole. This
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
fun. This is a ball, man. This is supposed to be fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, let's come be celebrated. So yeah, exactly. Like that energy. I love it.
You really can. Again, you really can see the passion of what you do, and I really appreciate your time today. So, just an update, real quick, what we're doing in Houston. We've got the wormhole. We got 173 pins of Tim and another 50 with John,
Yeah.
and we're building a museum. So the museum will be done in about 2025. They bought a building downtown, and they're renovating it to a absolutely beautiful pinball museum that will be open to the public, and that's a 2025 start date, if you will. And I'd love to invite you to that grand opening.
I'm there. I'm so there.
Man, the amount of crazy pins, like when Nat, one of my favorite things that Nat posts are rare pins.
Right.
I always I am and go, we got one of those. We
Yeah.
got one of those. We got Andromeda right there. We got one of these. So I think to Tim's passion and John's passion is to open up this museum to show their passion for pinball, and I can't wait for people to see it. So I would love for you to come down for that. That would just be awesome. And we've got to hang out at Texas Pinball Festival in March. So
Yeah. Houston's shaping up to be, quite the pinball city now.
I think that's our goal, right? We
Rails of
really
town.
want to
Yeah.
be on the map with what D82 is doing and what what Never Trains in Southern California and these great places, Free Play Florida, all these great places across the United States. And we just want to be on the map and go from there. So
Yeah. I love Houston. Been visiting since Astro World.
really,
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah.
That is so
Awesome.
cool. All right, Don. Thank you so much. Don,
Yeah,
thank
man.
you for taking
Anytime.
time to meet me. This has really been amazing. Please visit Don Pinball Podcast on Facebook and see his VODs on YouTube. You've been putting those on YouTube a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. So follow the Facebook for sure because that's where most of the lives go. It's where a lot of the giveaways happen.
Okay.
And also, yeah, I've been doing more content on YouTube as time allows. I want to build that up more and get back into some streaming. You can email me at donspinballpodcast@gmail.com and just
That's
follow.
how I got in touch with him.
Yeah,
And then of course his
podcasts
podcast,
everywhere. Yeah,
yeah, everywhere that you can download podcast media from. You can follow the Wormhole on all the socials as well as our Twitch channel where we stream tournaments and game streams. And all our videos are up on YouTube and Donovan's awesome shorts and all that great stuff. And if you want to reach out to us, we're at wormholepinball@gmail.com. Pretty easy.
awesome.
Hey,
Yeah,
this has been great, man. Thank you so much. That's too
everybody.
bad. What about 35 minutes? Not too
Yeah,
bad.
I can't wait to come back. Yeah,
Yeah, that was easy. Thank you so much. I
sure,
really
buddy.
appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. You have a great day and keep doing what you're doing, man. Don't let the haters, anyone bother you at all. You're, I love what you're doing.
I'm gonna keep it up, man. Yeah, no signs of slowing down. I'm having too
No,
much
keep
doing
going,
it.
dude.
Yeah,
Keep
let's do
going.
it to the moon.
All right, Don. Thanks, man.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Jimmy.
it.
Later.
Bye.